Are you ready? It's time for the fifth quarter on KALB. Sponsored by Giles Hyundai.
We've reached the heart of football season, and the top Cenla teams are facing tough tests. The Ash Trojans welcome Harry Coleman and the Opelousas Tigers at our game of the week. Gina and Bunky hit the road for non-district showdowns, looking to stay undefeated. Plus, Buckeye and Pineville seek homecoming night wins. Highlights from all over Cenla kick off right now on the fifth quarter. And welcome into week 4 of the fifth quarter here on KALB. I'm Harrison Vapnik.
And I'm Julia Keller. Following their road win at Destrehan last Friday, the Ash Trojans have now won 14 straight regular season games dating back to 2023. And tonight, Ash had to face the team who's played them the closest in that stretch. Our fifth quarter game of the week is brought to you by Louisiana Farm Bureau. It's homecoming for the Ash Trojans, and they take on the Opelousas Tigers, and this year's queen is senior Amari Dupar. The Trojans would waste no time in this one, getting on the board in first. Carson Sellers connects with Alex Fontenot, and there are no Tigers in sight. Trojans lead 7-0 with a 60-yard touchdown on their opening drive. Trojans back on offense. Sellers rolls out and finds Gaines McKenzie in the end of the end zone for another Trojans touchdown. Ash up 14-0. Trojans again inches from the goal line. Sellers hands it off to Noble Williams, and he punches it in once again. This one would be all Trojans. Sellers in the pocket, back to pass. He throws the long ball down the field to Jakyron Griffin. He walks easily into the end zone. Trojans up 28-0. As we just saw, Carson Sellers is one of the best QBs in Cenla, but it looks like his little brother is going to take a different direction, being the next Cenla boxer. And right before the break, Sellers would connect with Williams to go into the locker room 38-6. The Trojans would continue their dominance in the second half, rolling past the Tigers 59-6.
Homecoming night in Buckeye. Congratulations to the Queen, Celeste Sauer. Mustangs looking to spoil the party. Opening drive. This is going to be a double reverse going back to Terage Valance, and he goes deep downfield to Wyatt Bordelon for a massive Mustangs gain. But later in the quarter, the Buckeye defense stands strong. Valance overthrows his intended target, and Cameron Burns drums the pass, and he's off to the races. No Mustang can catch up, and the junior has a pick six to give Buckeye the lead. Panther fans, as always, having a great time. But Avoyelles got back in this game thanks to their ground attack. Katarius Franks runs through the Panther defense for the touchdown. Mustangs lead 8-7. Late in the half, Mustangs break open another long run. Franks finds the open field for his second touchdown of the first half. Avoyelles gets their first win of 2025, 46-14 over Buckeye.
And the Rebels taking on the Leesville Wampus Cats on homecoming night in Pineville. Wampus Cats looking to ruin the party. Leesville up 6-zip with the ball. Trell Broom looks deep and finds an open Mike Davis Jr. for a first down. Pineville looking to strike a score. Still in the first quarter, Rebels in possession, and guess who? Aiden Tate has the rock, bulldozing every Wampus Cat in sight and takes it for another score. Rebels would lead 7-6 at the end of one. A few drives later, why not hand it back to Tate? Rebels lead by a touchdown and more, keeping the momentum alive. Leesville down 14-6. Broom looks up. A wide open Caden Callier crosses the goal line for 6. They tie it at 14 after 2 quarters. Huge congratulations to Maya Jackson on becoming Pineville's homecoming queen. The Rebels pull out with the win on homecoming 28-21.
Not many teams in the state have looked better than the Gina Giants through 3 weeks. Gina is averaging 54 points per game in their 3 victories and look to keep up their winning ways against a longtime rival. Winfield in high spirits for the 84 war, not just from the bleachers, but the fans coming in from the sky. Early on, Gina hands it off to Daniel Hatcher. Hatcher finds the open lane, and he's going to go all the way. 40 yards needed for a touchdown still in the first quarter, and with the same play, a handoff to Hatcher, only this time Winfield's Colby Prey knocks the ball out. Tucker Lang attains possession for Winfield. First down later, Zadrian Cooper gets the catch. No Winfield defender in sight. He's going to catch up all the way for the Giants' second touchdown of the game. 12-0 later in the half. Cedric Wilson gets the ball. Giants offensive line paves the way for an easy touchdown. Gina by 20. Winfield not calling it quits. Datavius Williams fakes a handoff. He goes to score the touchdown himself on the quarterback keeper, but Gina goes on to win at 52-22.
Tioga on the road on Thursday to face Richwood. Indians down 6-0 in the opening quarter. Rams punting to Jackson Tarver, and our play of the week winner makes his case for another. He breaks a couple Richwood tackles on a 40-yard return for a touchdown to give Tioga the 7-6 lead. Same score in the second quarter. Now Kenny Ponche punches it in for the touchdown. Tioga goes up by 8, and Tioga would improve to 3-1 with the 54-30 win.
There's a catfight between Manny and St. Mary's up in Natchitoches. Both were hyped for this fight. St. Mary's with their first possession on offense. John Paul Thibodeau gets the handoff. Cash Oxley tries to make the tackle, but Thibodeau stretches and breaks the plane. 7-0 St. Mary's. Now Manny with their first possession on offense. Daniel Thomas, that's an athlete of the week, shakes the cameraman and some defenders. He takes it 30 yards for the answer back. 2-point conversion was good. Manny has an 8-7 lead. St. Mary's on the prowl again. 3rd and goal at the 9-yard line. Ashton Johnson connects with Hayden Nelson in the back of the end zone. 13-8 in the first quarter. St. Mary's back on top. Second quarter, Manny trying to regain the lead. Thomas again with his second rushing touchdown. That puts up Manny 16-13, but St. Mary's with a 60-yard rushing touchdown gets them in the lead, and they would go on to win it 39-28. Plenty of more highlights on the way, but first, a look at the scoreboards.
You're watching Fifth Quarter on KALB.
This fifth quarter score ticker is sponsored by Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people. Tonight's sports coverage is sponsored by Henry Law Bankruptcy Attorney. Call Henry Law now and leave it to Laramie.
Welcome back. The Bunkie Panthers are currently going through their best stretch in program history, and there's been one man to see all the good and bad times. Here's Harrison with more.
If you've been to Gene Britton Stadium, chances are you've heard the voice of Ike Richey, a man who's missed 6 Panther games in almost 40 years. I sat down with Bunkie's longtime PA announcer to learn about his origins and the program's success. Take me back to the first time you came up to this press box, or a press box similar to this 36 years ago. How did you land the PA announcer job here at Bunkie?
It was the morning of the Jamboree in 1990. My cousin, Pete Richey, who was also my business partner, popped into my office, and it was like, hey man, look, I need a favor. We don't have an announcer. We need you to call the Jamboree tonight. And I thought he was kind of joking, you know. I said, what you mean call the Jamboree? And I told him no, and about 5 minutes later, he finally convinced me. I agreed to do the Jamboree. I had 2 of my good friends come up and spot for me, and we had a blast. After that, I just fell in love with it.
What keeps you coming back each Friday night, 36 years? What brings you back to this room?
Well, you know, I've always been a fan of high school football. Being a player a long time ago and having an opportunity to be part of this program, the family involved with this Bunkie/Cottonport community, they fill that grove up, and you know, you've been here, you can smell the food and hear the music, and after the game, it's just like, kind of like being at a big block party.
And the success on this field, I think it's 27-2 combined over the last 3 years, something like that. What has changed about this program since Jimmy arrived and that level of success, and what is it like to see Bunkie now being talked about as one of the best teams in the state?
Well, Harrison, it actually goes back a little farther. It really starts with the principal, Chuck Norman. Chuck was an all-state lineman here years ago and coached for a while, then got into administration. Chuck came in and he cleaned things up. He made it cool to be a Panther again. Coach Hillman obviously is very talented. He motivates the kids. I love to hear him tell these kids, because he can relate to them just the way that they want to hear it.
So people who have been in Central Louisiana but have never been to a home game at this stadium in this environment, tell the people what they're missing out on.
If you come to one game, you're hooked. If you're not loyal to another team and you're looking for a great high school environment, come visit us. The football team is great. all the folks in the stands know football, they understand, and the experience in the Grove makes it really good. And it's good, wholesome family fun.
Richey's Panthers making the trip south on Thursday to face the Central Catholic Eagles. Opening quarter, quarterback Brady Wright throws it up, and Ron Patterson comes down with it. Bunky in the red zone. Few plays later, Zion Lee walks in for the score. The Louisiana High School Coach of the Week from the Saints, Jimmy Hillman, liking the start. 14-0 in the second. Right to Amari Perry, who's behind the Eagles secondary. That's over 50 yards on the completion, and moments later, Mr. Yards after contact himself. Zion Lee scores his second touchdown, 20-0 Bunky. Panther faithful making the far trip to Morgan City. That Big Red defense kept up their dominant season so far. Lucas Mose right there for the sack. Panthers win easily 33-6. They're now 4-0.
And in a thrilling Thursday night, the Montgomery Tigers hosting the Grand Lake Hornets. Hornets with the reverse. Keelan Vasquez takes this one in putting the Hornets up 7-0 early. Montgomery responding back. Mason Jordan would hand it off to Jeremiah Christian. He goes through a couple of defenders, getting the touchdown. The Tigers miss the 2-point conversion, making it 7-6 Hornets. Grand Lake would score 2 more times, ending the first quarter 21-6. Second quarter, Mason Jordan gets the snap. He scrambles in the pocket looking for a receiver, and he finds an open Hayden Gandy in the end zone for an easy touchdown. Hornets trying to extend their lead. LeBeau rolls out and throws it to Brennan Almond. Grand Lake leads 34-14. But the Tigers getting in one last score before the half. Mason Jordan with the jump pass to Christian in the end zone puts the Tigers trailing 34-20 at the break. Montgomery would come out of the locker room with the momentum with the long pass from Jordan to Ganny. He shakes off the defense, and the Tigers cut down the Hornets' lead, but Grand Lake would pull away later in the quarter, beating Montgomery 62-34.
Pickering hosts Maryville in a big Week 4 matchup under the lights. Right from the start, Maryville sets the tone by sticking to the run game. Austin Anderson takes a toss to the outside, breaks the tackle, and races to the end zone. That touchdown puts Maryville up early in the first quarter. Their fans loving it. Pickering quarterback Talon Osorio trying to respond on the next drive. QB keep, but the Maryville defense shuts him down fast. The crowd getting louder with every stop. Now in the second quarter, Maryville looking for more. Quarterback Brooke Lukens drops back, fakes, fires downfield. He finds Anderson wide open down the seam for a touchdown. Maryville extends the lead to 14, and the Panthers win it 30-28 on the road.
And Menard on the road at Abbeville tonight. First quarter, Abbeville with the ball. Matthew Hicks jumps the pass, and he's going to take it all the way near the goal line. Great play from the Eagles defense. Menard with the ball now. Jake Vaughn takes it himself and is in for the Menard touchdown. The Eagles would go on the road and win it 15-6. And our plays of the week are next, but first, another look at the scoreboards.
This fifth quarter scoreboard is sponsored by Antune Hospitality Group's family of restaurants, including Popeyes, Louisiana Kitchen, and Outlaws Barbecue, Louisiana's most wanted and always the winning call.
We are the Gina Giants, and you're watching fifth quarter on KALB. We are the Gina.
Welcome back to the fifth quarter. It's time to show you the best plays from week 4.
Last week, 300 of you voted for the Bunky Panthers as our play of the week, and I know all of you out there can beat that number with this week's great plays. Of course, our cool plays of the week are brought to you by Southern Air. Play of the week number 1, Pineville versus Leesville. Aiden Tate keeps finding his way to the play of the week finalists in what might be the play of the year, bulldozing his way through the Leesville defense for 6. It was a big homecoming win for the Rebels. Play of the week 2, goes to Avoyles, and we've got a trick play. Mustangs run the double reverse. The ball goes from Taraj Valens deep downfield to Wyatt Bordelon for a massive gain. Mustangs pick up the road win and a memorable play as well. And for our final play of the week, we head over to Montgomery. Mason Jordan scrambles in the pocket, trying to find a receiver, fakes out the whole defense, and then finds an open Hayden Gainey in the back of the end zone for a touchdown. Jordan was unbelievable even in that losing effort.
And here are the easy steps to vote for this week's Cool Play of the Week. Just go to our website at KALB.com, find the fifth quarter tab under Sports, and all you have to do is vote for what you think is the top play. We'll reveal the winner during Sunday night's Sports Night. And while you're voting for your favorite plays, make sure to vote for your favorite players. Nominations are open for this week's ACA Athlete of the Week. To nominate, just go to KALB.com, find the Athlete of the Week selection under Sports, and nominate your favorite player from there. We'll be featuring the winner on Thursday night at 6 and 10 o'clock.
And a huge thank you to Antunes Hospitality Group and their family of restaurants for feeding our entire fifth quarter crew tonight. We appreciate all that you do. Great night of games tonight.
Yes.
We have 4 undefeated teams still. Ash, Gina, Bunky, and Marksville going on the road to Port Barry. Marksville, please come back home. You're playing too many out-of-market games. We need to show Lavioleta Benjamin all those touchdowns you're scoring.
Of course. And I mean, I think we have to talk about it. Grant. What an unbelievable
When Grant wins,
day.
they score a lot of points. 76 tonight in the road win at Vidalia.
I'm not going to lie. I saw the halftime score and I didn't believe it.
We thought they could reach 100. I saw Avoyles pick up their first win of the year, but the Ash Trojans
dominating.
And every week now it is just more and more impressive. Next week they go on the road to Manny, but we talked to Cal before the show. Road to the Dome. This is a road back to the Dome is what the sequel is going to be. Cal,
and now it's streaming as well, so anyone can go watch it.
Quickly, tomorrow LSU running back Caden Durham is doubtful to play. The Tigers play Ole Miss at 2:30. We'll catch you right back here next week for fifth quarter, week 5.
Have a great night, Senla.